to Midweek Mobility. We are at CrossFit Elysium, where the revolution is taking place. And my name is Dr. Teresa Larson. I am here with special guest Brian Riley.
Hello again.
He's been on the show before. This is an awesome show. And anyway, today we're going to be talking about overhead strict press, push press, and push jerk with, we're going to start with the barbell. But I want Brian to kind of talk about some of the struggles he has, especially with the lower, below the knee amputation, with taking weight overhead.
Probably the biggest concern when taking weight overhead turns into a balance issue, just because I don't have control of exactly where my left side, where my footfall is on my left side. So I have a tendency to roll back on the heel, and I'll have to shift back, take a step to catch my balance. So balance is the biggest issue for me when doing overhead movements.
Okay, so balance is a big issue, but the thing that, so show, if you don't mind, go ahead and pick up the bar, and just show us the way you used to do the press. One step back, and you can do the with the knees bent forward. That's fine.
Okay, how about you?
So he's going to show it the way he did before. Go ahead. Go. Okay, go ahead and put the bar down. All right. So before he kind of understood the concept of torsion, he's working very much in a sagittal plane, front and back motion. So knee driven, driving that bar behind him, overextending. We see that a lot in the gyms. So by not any fault of his own, just teaching the concept of staying up and upright, appropriate front rack position, and creating a little bit of torsion with his hips, which we're going to show you here, has found to help him with his balance. So it's created more awareness in the hip joint, which is also will feed into the proprioceptive and kinesthetic awareness, big words I know, of joints, which are going to give him the stability he needs. So go ahead and get in the front rack position that you learned at the mobility camp. Mobility WOD. He was at my first mobility WOD. It's pretty awesome. Okay, go ahead and step back. Now, what I want you guys to see here is, so set up position a little bit wider. He did full external rotation, flexion, drove those elbows up. Much more solid platform. Now what he's going to do is drive his knees slightly out a little bit as he pushes the bar up. Good, come down. So stay tight with the midline, but squeeze, abs tight, drive out. Down and out. Good, back up. Good. Now, looking at him from the back, go ahead and go again. So good, come on down, go ahead and rack it. Now, watching from the back, he doesn't get as much shift to one side. So when he was going knees forward, he was shifting to the right side. And it was very much like a one-legged squat on the right side. With getting a little bit of torsion, even though it looks like that left knee flies out, which it does, it's a lighter leg, his hips are very neutral in the back. And how does that feel in terms of balance for you?
It feels a lot better. One of the things I noticed is I'm able to go down instead of getting a rocking motion, so it's a lot easier to balance.
Awesome. So with him, if he were to put 3 of those together, like fast motion, go ahead and pick up the bar. So the biggest thing is adding speed to that. How is he going to maintain control? Let's see if the torsion actually helps him with that. So stay tight in the midline, drive those knees out, and do it 3 times nice and fast. Push press. Good, go ahead and come back. Good. So overall, more efficient with the pelvis and the knees, especially pelvis. So that's something he's going to have to work on because it's a new motor pattern. But he's working more in a transverse frontal plane, going to create stability through the hips, which will allow him to not feel like he's falling backwards. So thank you, Brian, for that. This will hopefully help a lot of you guys out there who've been struggling with the same thing. Brian will be on the show a lot more because we've got a lot of lifts to pick through. Any other tips that you want to give to the athletes out there?
No, I think you really covered everything. Just don't be afraid to experiment and play around with it. Don't get a certain moveset locked in your mind.
I think that's good for anybody. If you have to make a change, technically only babies who need their diaper change like change, but hey, so does it's good for you. It'll help your movement become more efficient. It'll help decrease the chances of getting osteoarthritis and different things that come up from poor movement, poor position. So thank you very much. That was a weird joke. We'll see you next week.